Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast. My name's Joe, and I'm here with Walter.
Hi, I can introduce myself, you know that, right?
I see how it is, Walter.
Yes, I can introduce myself. My name is Walter, and I'm here with Joseph.
Hello.
You'll save me!
Yes, that is my name indeed.
Yes.
So today, since we've had a little bit of a break, if you will, we are going to talk about our week.
Yes.
Nice and easy to start it off for this episode.
I'd say so.
So, Walter, how's your week been?
My week has been pretty good. Just recently, I went to New Brunswick.
Right.
Went on a train with a couple friends. I haven't been on, actually, I went on the one train that I haven't been on for a while. It's been like since I was like, I think the last time I went there was like probably a kid, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it's been like since I was like 7 or 8 or something like that. But it was a lot of fun. Met a lot of cool people. And by cool, I mean like I met like a lot of like interesting folk. So the train, we got off wherever, we went to Trenton, and that's a connecting train to New Brunswick.
If you didn't know, we live in New Jersey.
Yes, now they know our location even closer now.
Oh my god.
Oh god. All of like 3 people
Yeah, right.
who already live in the same town. So
And I see it. Anyway, continue.
did you just speak French?
No, just continue your story.
Okay, sorry.
Someone will get that reference.
Who?
Weebs.
Yeah, that's gross. That's really gross. So, we actually met this one guy on the train. He was interesting. So we're getting on the train to go to Trenton, and we're sitting in an area, whatever. We just get on the train, whatever. It's whatever. And we get in, we sit down, and we start messing around, doing whatever. And this guy in front of us, he's reading The Rise and Fall of the Roman Empire. So you
Wow.
can imagine this guy's a true scholar.
Right. Latin. All
Latin,
over his face.
Latin all over his face. Just Latin, just
Yep.
plastered on his nose. Like here's
What? Okay.
So he turns around and looks at us with this very like this stare that kind of like as a matter of fact kind of stare.
Okay.
He's like,
okay.
and he points to a sign. Apparently, we entered the quiet section of the train.
Oh. It's like a that's so. I've never heard of that. There's like a library section.
I mean, like, it literally says on the sign, it says, "Oh, be quiet. This is the quiet section. Like, no phone use, or whatever." And he points us to us, and we're all looking at him like, "Yeah, thanks." And we proceed to be.
You the man. Wait, you're the guy that made that new podcast, right?
Oh yeah. He actually did recognize me.
Oh, really nice.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I wish.
Our podcast sucks. I mean, we're only 3 episodes in, so I mean, there's room for improvement. Room for improvement.
Anyway, continue, please.
So he actually leaves, and my friend watches him leave, and he gets his face promptly smacked by the door. The door like closes right in front.
The man.
The man. He leaves at a stop, and the door promptly closes right in his face. And we all just laugh, and he's like, and he just like,
supposed to be in the quiet section.
so that was pretty funny. We eventually did get to New Brunswick. We're visiting Rutgers University.
Very, very collegiate school.
No, it's not. It's pretty.
It's pretty good.
I mean, it's good.
Different podcast.
Different podcast
Anyway.
for a different time. So we're just exploring the area, and we're just checking out like, where we got to go. And my friend who's going there, he's just telling me like, oh, you should avoid this place, avoid that place, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And it's for me, I'm applying to that school.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice school actually. I'm actually kind of a fan of it. I mean, it's pretty big. It's pretty big.
It's a nice campus.
Oh no, it's a nice
like
campus, but it's just like such a huge school.
Yeah.
Like
Definitely.
compared to the other schools that I visited, it's a big difference because it's much larger.
Yeah, totally.
But we're just exploring it. We got some was it Greek food, which I've never had Greek food. I got a gyro.
Yes.
And it was delicious.
Yes.
But for some reason, I barely ate any of it. Not that it was bad, but I ate about like, I think because the portion size was too big because they gave me like a bunch of rice and a bunch of like beef and all that stuff like that.
Greeks hook you up.
And it was good, but I just, too much. I don't know. I guess I had a big bowl of cereal that morning.
Oh man.
We'll get into that another time.
It's gonna be way too loud in post. Anyway.
Yes, it will be. Don't worry, I'll add it in Adobe.
Totally.
Totally.
Um.
So that was
you
my
had
time.
so you had a
Yes.
gyro.
A gyro.
Now that's your first time having a gyro?
Ever? I've never had any Greek food before. My
Really?
first time. Yeah, my one friend, he is Greek, so he
Oh,
showed me
okay,
it. Yeah,
okay.
and it was actually pretty good. I actually enjoyed it. I don't know why I just didn't finish it. All my other friends were like, for shame, for shame.
That's interesting. I mean, I honestly haven't delved that much into Greek food either,
Mm-hmm.
but I do remember one time I was at a diner, I think like near town,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a gyro,
Yeah.
and it was okay.
It was okay.
It
Yeah.
was like it wasn't like the greatest. Like I could have been better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I can't say I eat Greek food every week.
No.
It's kind of a random thing for me.
Yeah, again, this is my first time having Greek food. I've never had it. I've always wanted to try it. I mean, it looks good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it was good. It was a good place. I forgot the name of the place. Sorry, I can't shout them out in this podcast that they'll never hear.
Feels bad.
Feels bad. It does.
So that was your trip to New Brunswick.
Yes, and also on the way back, what happened? On the way back, we did meet another person. Another
Did
person.
you?
Yes, another person on the train who was not as bad as the first guy. The first guy was pretty bad, like the whole book and everything.
Yeah.
Go quiet.
You can't be the library.
Can't be library on train car.
Yes.
Car.
Czar.
Czar.
Yeah.
King
Czar.
Czar?
Yeah. Never mind.
From Kangaroo Town?
I thought he was from Potato Village.
Excuse me, I
Anyway.
really need to shoot myself.
Guy on the train. Am I right?
As you can see, this is a very professional
It's
podcast.
100% professional.
We're using a high quality,
It's not-
newer
it's not even
NW800 microphone.
It's not even the way we talk. Or it's not even like the microphone or anything. Like it's fine. It's just like us being idiots.
Well,
And not being professional.
no, we're professional. We're 3 podcasts in.
I would
We
say-
are.
I would say someone's more professional than someone else. But
Oh.
Anyway, continue your story. Different podcast.
Different podcast for a different time.
Is that going to be our excuse from everything from now on?
I like that actually. I like that excuse. We just say like, different podcast, different time.
There you go.
There you go, audience. What do you think about that?
So train car on the way
Train
back
car.
to place where we live.
Place we live. Yes, correct. It's called.
Hi.
That's me. It's fine.
Continue.
So we meet this guy, another person.
Yeah. And
We get on the train. We're causing a bit of a ruckus, and he just stares at us, and he just watches us.
see, what do you mean by creating a ruckus?
Well, I don't want to get into too much detail, but nothing bad. We were just kind of laughing pretty
Well,
loud and just
'cause
making,
If I were to say something, a ruckus usually means like something in a negative connotation.
I mean, to anyone else, it'd probably be pretty negative, but to us, it was probably hysterical.
Just random stuff.
I mean, me and my one friend, we were just like, he took my phone and he was just texting a bunch of people that I had not texted in like, one person he texted, I had not texted him in about like 3 years.
Oh,
And he
wow.
just starts talking to them.
Oh.
And he just starts like adding numbers onto my phone from people that we know, and just starts and they don't have me on their phone.
Yeah.
And he's just texting them and just messing with them and just sending pictures of like my face back when I was bald.
Yeah.
And we're just laughing a storm. And this one guy, he's just like, I noticed, I don't know if my other friends noticed, but I just noticed him out of the corner of my eye. He's just like watching us intently, his
Now,
eyes.
was this also in the quiet section?
No, this is like in
Just
a
the
normal, just a normal car. And he's just staring at us, like, just eyes wide, just like,
Huh.
yeah. And
Ooh, it smells like orange juice.
I know. This episode of the podcast is sponsored by Florida Made Orange Juice.
About my orange juice, because my orange juice that I don't make and buy at the store is the best orange juice around.
I mean, who wouldn't drink the delicious delectable Florida-made orange
Wow, we are
juice.
just everywhere today.
We are. This is the best one yet because we're kind of just going a little meta, just a little bit.
Oh, fair enough.
Don't worry, we'll have another podcast.
Now, I will say, if I were to make a note, back on the talk of trains.
Trains, yes.
So when, in my experiences, I haven't been on trains that much. A lot when I was a younger kid, but not that much lately.
Yeah.
And I will say that, like, when you're on a train, it's usually pretty quiet.
Yes.
So I can, like, kind of understand where this guy
Yeah.
is, like, staring at you guys and
Yeah,
being
'cause
like,
we're-
what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, but, like...
Yeah, the majority of the rides that we had were kind of quiet besides us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand we're just, like, laughing our asses off and
You're,
just, like,
you're like those guys at, like, the library.
basically.
Except not in the library car.
Library car train.
Yes.
Train library car.
Okay.
So that was my trip to New Brunswick. If you could,
Yes.
if any of you could follow that train of thought,
And I-
get it? Train of thought.
Oh. Shit. Why am I
Clap it
drinking from the bottle?
This episode is also sponsored by
It's not, but...
Blank Springs, 100% natural spring water.
Spring Poland.
Spring Poland, yes. Different than Poland Spring. A completely different company. They're actually kind of rivals, actually. I've heard in the papers.
Okay, Walter. So is that your story?
That was my weekly recap of. Besides that, everything else was just me just sitting around doing nothing. So
And working.
and actually not. I did not work at all this week.
Oh, you didn't.
I do work later. But let's get on to your story because I can
Different podcast,
see.
different time.
I can see that
Yeah.
your legs and your arms are a little red.
All
So what
right.
happened?
So, hello everyone. Hi, Joe. Sorry, that was a bad joke. Hi, Joe. So yes, I had a very interesting week.
Mhm.
So, for a few days, my family and I decided to go to Delaware.
Ooh.
For a few days to a place and places that we usually go to a whole like little area. Some things were good, some things were bad, but I will say one of the things that was most prominent on the first day was the beach day.
Beach day.
So, the beach day. So we get to Delaware
Mhm.
around, like maybe like 2 or something like that.
Okay.
And or no, maybe like a little earlier, like noon, cause
Noonish, yeah.
and then we were like, hey, since we can't check into the hotel, let's just go to the beach.
Mhm.
So we go to the beach, get there, I'll do all that stuff, unpack. And for some, was a really white person. Like
You were, yes.
And it looked like I hadn't been outside in like a year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I want to get like a nice suntan.
No.
First mistake. So we set up everything, and we have like 2 umbrellas and 4 chairs because there's 4 of us in the family total.
Yeah.
And first, my brother like goes sits out in the sun, and I'm like, okay, in a little bit I'll join him. So, I grab my chair, sit next to him. I brought a speaker with me, and we were just playing some tunes, chilling out. Everyone was there, having a great time. I didn't put on any sunscreen because I'm like, man, I want to get toasted. Like I want to look like when I come back and people see me, they're like, damn, that guy went on vacation and he looks badass for some reason. I don't know why.
I mean, everyone with it. I'll speak for. I have a bit of a tan, mostly freckles, but it's still a tan. I consider.
yeah. Well, but like the upper part of my arm was like bad.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it was white.
Yeah.
Now it's not.
No, I'm looking at his arm, and oh my, it goes on for miles.
Yeah, it hurts a little. If I were to take off my shirt, which I won't.
Okay.
Um,
They can't see, so it's fine.
Well, I know, but yeah.
Also
Now,
watching.
Also on this day today, or not today, but at the beach, I wore a tank top,
Yes.
so I didn't wear sleeves.
Ah.
And if you didn't know by now, I got sunburn, relatively bad.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah. It goes up. I can for the audience. It goes up like halfway around his legs, and it goes all the way up his arms and his legs. It's
Yes.
and it's with the light. It's very red.
Mm-hmm.
Very red.
I keep thinking it's getting better, and it is slowly, but
You're gonna get a really bad farmer's tan.
oh, trust me.
There's a distinct cutoff.
Oh,
It's pretty bad.
trust. Okay, so after this beach day, we finally get into the hotel, and I'm like, yeah, apparently I'm burned. I can feel it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't thinking of anything of it because the sunglasses that I had on, for some reason, like when I would look at myself, I'm like, man, I don't look that bad. Like I could go probably a little longer, which was my second mistake. um, so I was probably at the beach sitting out in the sun, like probably for a solid like 30 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe, or maybe even more.
Oh yeah.
Um, so I get back to the hotel and I'm taking a shower or something. I'm undressing for some reason, or maybe just changing. Don't. Um, so first thing I noticed is that my like lower thighs near the knee, and basically my whole like leg almost below the knee was like red, kind of, including my feet, mind you.
Oh God.
And then I'm like, okay, great. So, and then I'm checking out my arms, and my upper arms are, pretty red. And then I take off my shirt, and I tell you what, I probably have one of the most distinct farmer tans I've ever had in my life, ever.
May I see it?
'Cause- Not fully,
Not fully. Okay.
but I can show you, like, there's a little red right there, and then it's white.
Yeah, I'll tell the audience. It goes from like imagine the whitest guy I've ever seen, and then just the reddest red you can see, and it's just like that.
Yeah, and I basically am wearing a second shirt underneath this shirt.
Ah, God, that just looks very
Um,
painful.
Yeah, so I had to deal with that all during my little vacation here. Um, and let's see what else happened. Oh, another lovely thing that happened.
Oh yes.
So, my family and I, for a very long time, have enjoyed this place in Delaware,
Mhm.
and for the longest time, I don't want to get into too many specifics because I don't want to repeat it, but but essentially, um, my family has been looking for a second house
Okay.
option
Okay.
in this place because we
Alright.
liked it so much and we've
Yep.
had so many memories.
Okay.
And so a long time ago, my mom and I, before both my brother and I were born, they were down there and they were looking at second houses. Now there was this one house that was a good price and that they totally could afford.
Yep.
And they couldn't, and then it just didn't happen. Something happened.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into
Yeah,
what happened,
yeah,
but
yeah.
something happened and it fell through. So this weekend, partially, a lot of the time we were talking about these houses.
Mm-hmm.
So at one point, this is the first day as well after the beach, and we're driving through some neighborhoods and all that fun stuff, and then we come along like this little like cul-de-sac, and there's one house, and it's like a pretty decent sized house. It's not bad, and it's like 400,000 or something like that.
Oof.
So obviously not cheap.
No.
But for like, I thought, in my opinion, for the houses that you see in this area, there's like houses that are maybe like these two rooms, and it's
Mhm.
probably worth the same amount. People would
That's
say,
pretty
which
disgusting.
is ridiculous.
That's disgusting. Yeah.
So my dad and I are kind of interested, and we're like, oh, it's like 4 bedrooms, like 2.5, 3 baths, so it's
Yeah.
like a pretty decent size.
Oh yeah.
And for the price, I don't think it was that bad for the area.
Yeah.
And then, we look it up and we get some pictures, and then we're looking through, and it's not bad. It looks like a decent place.
No.
And then someone in my family, I won't say who, is like, no, I don't like this room in the house. And literally the rest of the weekend, or like the vacation, I should say, like we were just trying to like push it, and then eventually like my dad and I just had this whole talk on certain things, and it was just really depressing because I know we've wanted a house there for so long,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of sucks seeing like so many options slip through because of certain reasons.
Yes. Yes.
But that was basically my weekend. Besides suffering through some sunburn and getting depressed over some houses,
That's
ate at some places, did some stuff. That's about it.
That's it. See, my week ended on a very upbeat, somewhat very confused note,
Oh.
and your ended on a very sad note.
Well,
So-
here I am today. I'm chilling,
You still stand
making a podcast.
making a podcast.
Wait, what were you gonna say? I'm
What were you going to say?
No, I just...
Podcast.
Okay.
All right. So now
How
that
did your
the
weekend, Walter?
my weekends, my week.
How did your week end?
Oh, my weekends. Different story.
Sorry, computer problems.
Oh, computer problems. Aha, there we go. It was entering power save mode.
Doesn't really matter that much, but anyway.
Anyway,
Why?
why
Different podcast,
different
different
time? Okay. My weekend did pretty well, actually. It ended pretty well. Didn't do too much besides the New Brunswick trip.
Yeah.
It was kind of just me. Actually, today was kind of a bit of a lazier day. Kind of just sitting around the house, kind of relaxing, talking over some plans. Got a new plan, actually. Me and my friends are planning to go to New York next.
Oh, right.
We're trying to move up. So let me discuss this a
Baby
little bit.
steps.
Baby steps. So going back to my New Brunswick trip, me and my friends were talking about trains and just talking about the whole idea. My one friend, in quoting him, public trains are OP. I thought it was hysterical. I'm like,
Very nice. Very
public
nice.
transport is OP. I'm like, excellent. So he and me and the other guys are just talking about what are the limits to this? Like, how far can we go with public transport?
Yes.
And we're right now devising a plan to go to New York.
Mhm.
Not going to say which date. Don't want the fans all coming to see us.
Oh, yes.
all two of them.
Hey.
Hey, this podcast. Once we explode, and we become meta, super meta, and we just gain a ton of support.
Totally.
We are gonna be next time I release some information like this, it's gonna be game over.
Well, New York's a big place, too. So.
I mean, but we're gonna have in the millions of listeners.
Well, Walter, let's think short-term goals right now.
Like we did. We started thinking short-term goals.
Yes.
Back
Yes,
to the
we
subject.
did.
Yes. So we're thinking about going to New York. I'm thinking about the train system. But my friend, our ultimate goal is to go from where we live all the way to San Francisco.
Transcontinental.
Transcontinental Orchestra.
Yes.
It's the same thing, basically.
Mhm.
Poland Springs. So we want to go to San Francisco. And this would require, in our opinion, we were thinking of the numbers and all stuff. Probably we'd have to free up about 3 weeks
Yeah.
of just because it takes about a week to go from train from where we live to San Francisco and back.
Mhm.
And then you have to think, okay, we're not just going to go straight there and back. We want to spend some time in different places like Pittsburgh, Chicago, different places.
Which the train goes through.
Exactly. I mean, we would make a stop there, here, and there. And this is down the road when we would do this. But it got us thinking, got us excited. We're like, ooh, this would be pretty fun. But I told my friend, I'm like, well, it's going to cost a lot of money. Make sure all of us have a lot of money first. But baby steps, like you said, baby steps.
Yes.
So started off with New Brunswick. Now we're going to be starting off with New York next. And, we'll try to stay on the East Coast
For
first.
right now,
Yeah,
yes,
and then
yeah.
we'll move west.
But
But-
that's good goals. Good
Oh
goals.
yeah, and it's something we actually talked about before. Like before we wanted to do cars,
Yeah.
driving there, and my friend just suggested if we just drank 3 days straight of water and just did nothing else, you would just kind of ride and just keep going.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have to stop for a motel or anything like that, which is a little bit less comfortable.
I mean, I will say, the only time I've driven, the longest time I've driven is when I've driven to Florida.
Yeah,
And it's about a day, 24
Yeah.
hours.
24 hours.
And it is painful.
Oh, I'd imagine.
Driving that. I can't even imagine 3 days.
Oh God, yeah.
The 2
farther-
days is even one day. I'm like,
One day,
no.
yeah. The farthest I've driven before is West Virginia. Just straight up driving, and that took us about 8 hours, and
Yeah.
I was uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a part of. Imagine driving the whole way.
Even when you're going to Florida,
Yeah.
the first few states you crack out. You got Delaware and Maryland. You go through them a piece,
a slice of pie.
nice-
A slice of pie.
Yes, if you will.
A little.
And then the more you go,
the bigger the states get.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And then North Carolina hits.
Oh, God.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
And it literally feels like you're in those states forever.
Mhm.
And you're going insane. you would not believe the amount of corn and stuff you see on the
The
road.
corn.
It's ridiculous. But
Yeah. Imagine going to San Francisco. You're
I
going
can't.
through. You're going through the Midwest. You're going through like
I'm
Kansas.
flying.
You're going. So we thought like it's possible but uncomfortable. So we
Yeah.
thought, okay, public transport, a lot better. And these trains aren't like your typical like you go into Philly or whatever.
Oh no.
No, these are like kind of like you got food. You could, if you want to go super fancy, you can actually sleep in these trains. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, what we would probably do is probably like take the train to, point A, stop there for a day, go to the,
Yeah.
and like more bigger locations like Chicago or whatever. We would probably stay, a couple days
Mhm.
and just kind of explore,
Definitely.
Yeah, so definitely like 2 or 3 weeks. Just make sure we're all off for that, which of course I think would be very difficult to plan.
Yeah, but
It's going to be a challenge, but I think we could do it.
you can make it work.
And we if you want to join in.
Maybe. Maybe. It
I mean,
depends.
this is like when we're a little older, not like too,
okay.
like we're
Right.
we're starting to get into college, so
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But I mean, because we like right now it's like just the 5 of us,
Yeah.
but we want to like kind of get like a whole, not like a whole gaggle of geese, but maybe like half a gaggle of geese.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. So that's our plan. So we're planning to go to New York eventually.
Now,
Yeah.
this does bring up another question, though.
Yes.
Is like, well, first of all, I don't know this, but have you ever been outside the United States?
I have not.
Have you? You have not.
I have
and
not.
Where's the farthest place you've been?
The farthest place I've been is Arizona.
Arizona. Okay.
Arizona.
So you have been to the West Coast.
I've been, yeah. We were there for a week during the summer, brutally hot. Like,
But at least it's dry.
dry heat, which I absolutely love the dry heat because you're like, if you like where we live, where you go to Florida, some of that, it's hot.
Yeah.
It's like it gets
Oh.
it's sticky and just
Muggy,
it's
disgusting. Yeah.
yeah.
No
and
offense to Florida.
no, all offense. Florida sucks.
Okay.
Florida is where old people go to die, and my aunt and uncle just moved down there, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Speaking of which, actually, I'm going there actually in a few weeks. Actually.
No, you're trash talking Florida, and then you go. in
Oh
there
no!
and
Oh
you-
no! I will trash talk Florida as long as I'm there.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, places like Miami are fine, but like,
Now,
yeah.
this brings up one of my first questions that I thought of when you were talking about your story.
Yes.
Is if you could go, like anywhere, either it can be in the U.S. We'll just stick to the U.S. for right now.
Mhm.
Where would you go? Like
In the
no,
US?
no money restrictions. Just like you want to take a trip to somewhere.
In
where
the,
would
Uni-
you go?
in the United
For
States.
right now in the United States, yeah.
Actually, to be honest, it's actually California because
Really?
when I went to Arizona and where we went was like kind of closer to Mexico and so that. So
Yeah.
it was,
South.
but it was a beautiful place though. I liked it. Like at night, it's kind of cool there, and
Mhm.
it's just a lot of cool stuff to go there. I mean, California is a place that like I've always heard like, oh, California, it's the West Coast, it's cool, cha, bruh.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just think it's a cool place to go.
I got you.
And there's so much to do there. Now, I wouldn't want to live there
Yeah, no.
because it's just like, first of all, it's expensive.
Oh, extremely.
It's expensive, and it's like I'd be so far away from family, and it's just like I don't want to go that far.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
What about you?
Well, let's see. I mean, California's definitely up there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, I would probably say because I've never been to the West Coast, so I'd probably say like Washington and like California because I've heard like in that like whole northern like area, it's very like woodsy and like piney and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've heard it's like beautiful up there, even
Mhm.
into Canada, but we're keeping it to the United States.
Kind of sucks.
Excuse you. But yeah, and I would just say primarily because I've never been to the West Coast, and I've always wanted to see like Seattle and just kind of see like the coolness and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But I will say, I'll make a recommendation. Definitely visit Chicago,
Chicago.
like Center City, Chicago.
Yeah.
My family and I went there for like a few days after a Michigan trip.
Yeah.
And it was probably one of my more favorite trips that we've gone to.
That's good. Yeah.
So I would definitely recommend it. A lot to do. It's a big city, but it's really cool.
Oh yeah.
I'd totally recommend it.
Yeah. And that's what we're hoping to get out of like going to New York because for me, I think I only went to New York once.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the city?
I've only been there once.
Wow.
I went there once when I think it was like 7 or 8.
Oh, okay.
and we went there for a few days. And yeah, I kind of remember. I remember something. I remember Times Square vaguely,
Mm-hmm.
but I've only been there once. And a lot of people go, "Oh, they go there all the time." Yada yada yada. I guess my family just never found the time just to go there.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why
yeah.
I'm really excited to go because I'm like, it's been like what, like 10 years. And
Would you guys just like day trip or like spend like a night or something?
well, for what it is, because the thing is, I have like work that night.
Oh, so you just do
So
like a day thing.
yeah, we'd probably leave like early. We'd be leaving like early in the morning, and we leave like later in the day. But the thing is, like, we already estimate all the times. Like, for what it is, we'd probably be there for like 6 hours. What do you think? 6 hours in New York? What
Yeah.
can't you? You can do so much.
You can do a lot.
You can go a lot of things for 6 hours in New York. You
Mhm.
can like visit all the different places. You can get some food. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, yeah.
And we just
Definitely.
kind of we just like wander around, just do whatever we want, which entices me. And that's what kind of what we would do. Like going to California, we just like stop here and just explore and go here and just like, and it'd be kind of cool because you're going across the entire United States.
Yeah,
Not
definitely.
another cool thing my friends have even more extreme is going to every single state.
Wow.
Which on the train, when I'm like, that's like
Now that's a lot of money.
You need a couple months for that.
Yeah, no,
That
definitely.
yeah, because we're like that's we all looked and we're like that's gonna take. We each of us is gonna have probably thousands of dollars on them. Like
Yeah.
that, I'd say that to when we're like in our 40s.
I mean, that would be cool though.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
that'd be cool. But like, let's take a straight shot to California and just wherever we go to, wherever we're going to, explore the places along the way.
Yeah, yeah,
You know.
definitely. Make it easier,
Yeah,
if you will.
and I feel like I feel like it's gonna cost a lot of money. But
Now, I wonder, because you said like the train that you like planned or you saw it or whatever, it goes like north. So
Yeah.
you hit like Chicago and then it kind of just falls to like California, San Francisco.
yeah,
I wonder if they have like another one that goes south.
there is. There is another one that kind of goes like the same way. It goes from Pittsburgh to like Chicago.
But then it dips south.
It dips.
Uh,
This one though, it goes to it goes to Los Angeles.
okay.
So it dips south.
Huh.
And it goes through like Las Vegas and like goes like down south, like
Right,
more
right.
towards like
Because I was
like
gonna
that.
say if you guys took like the north one on your way there and then the south one on your way back, because then
Yeah.
you can do like a whole like
Hmm.
circle thing.
That would be interesting actually.
Because then you could hit like Nevada and then like Texas and all that,
Yeah, I
which would
actually-
also be interesting to see.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
yeah. Okay, that's interesting actually.
Bring it up among your friends.
Interesting. But that's for down the road, of course.
Yes.
Right
of
now
course,
is New
of course.
York and trying to stay on the East Coast and trying to do things like that. The thing is, to be honest, like in terms of states that I've been to, I've only been to like
A f-
a few. I mean,
A few, nothing crazy.
Pennsylvania, New Jersey, you
Eastern Coast.
know. Eastern.
Besides,
Yeah,
Arizona.
I think the farthest in the East Coast I've been to is like West Virginia,
okay.
and I've been to like Delaware and Maryland.
Well, soon it's gonna be Florida though. So,
Florida, yes,
There you go.
but that'll be on a plane.
Which is
is
trust
fine,
me,
which is
trust
fine.
me, it's much better.
Oh no, yeah, no, it takes less. It takes less time. Only just a few hours, but I'd say for that one, that's definitely gonna be fun because I've only been on a plane once.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been on a plane when
Oh,
I went
really?
to Arizona.
Oh, Arizona.
I'm not as rich as you, Joe.
I'm not saying that. I barely go on planes too, man. It's a treat for me as well.
It's a treat for me as well. Let me drink my Poland
My water.
water, unspecified, unaccompanied.
Yep. But, I think that'll be it for today's podcast.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think so too.
I think that was a good recap.
I
I think you had a more exciting week than I did.
yes.
Because I just got burned and depressed.
Um,
But what are you
well,
gonna do?
next week, hopefully next week will be a little more
Yeah.
sunny.
It's okay. We didn't really have too I can't
Two,
speak.
two, 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 two.
Too many ideas, so we were just like, hey, let's just do a weekly recap. Because not gonna lie, we kind of took a few days after the first two podcasts showed
That's
up,
fine. It's fine.
which
You know,
we're allowed to do.
we're
But
allowed to.
on that
Our
note,
podcast.
I guess we'll say goodbye. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff.
Subscribe, seriously.
Let us know how we did. Yes, definitely
Yes.
subscribe because we've
Yes.
seen people have watched and
They're not subscribing.
show the support, please.
Come on, this
It would
is
be very grateful.
this is a little like U-boat, just a little boat. We want to get this thing to a pirate ship.
Yes, we want it to grow. We want you guys to laugh and have a good time with us. So enjoy your day. Have a fantastic week.
Have a fantastic life.
Yes, enjoy yourself, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Ah.